Today I'm making a game focused on Rebus puzzles. You might be wondering what a Rebus puzzle is. In simple terms, it's a picture that translates to a puzzle depicting an answer. What do you think this puzzle is saying? The answer is treehouse. Now let's take a look at this one. Not as straightforward as the last one, and should require some critical thinking. It's okay if you don't have the answer yet, I'll go over it at the end. Here's the layout for the game. The puzzle is in the center of the screen. It's an image that can have letters and words. Below it is a text box where the player types in their answer, and a button to submit their answer and immediately question their intelligence. As the player has to type out their answer, that leads to a few problems. For example, consider this puzzle where the player can decide to answer by typing any of the following. Which one is correct? The first option makes the most sense to me, but players will inevitably come up with variations. At that point, it's basically a shot in the dark. Having the right answer but the wrong format is the kind of thing that turns fun puzzles into frustration simulators. To keep the player happy, the game needs to accept reasonable variations. I will compensate for this in the code. Another issue that arises is that some answers are one word, but players might not realize that. For example, take a look at this puzzle. The answer is watchdog, but some players might think it's 2 words. For scenarios like this, I'm offering a free hint that tells the players how many words the answer has, because the only thing worse than not knowing the answer is thinking you got it right and still be wrong. So let's go back to the second puzzle. Let's break it down. First, let's point out the obvious elements. A camera with a flash, the words heavy object, a scale weighing 2 items, an arrow pointing at the flash on the camera. The flash seems important, but flash and heavy object don't exactly go together. Then there's a second green arrow pointing to the left side of the scale. The idea here is to highlight the lighter side of the scale. This is where the puzzle expects the players to think critically. The arm holding the camera is meant to symbolize light since it's the less heavier side. So what's the answer? Flashlight. If you got it right, congrats, you're officially a puzzle master. If you didn't, well, now you know. And if you're still confused, just pretend you got it right all along. That's what I do.